Today I'm going to take you through my stock photography and videography earnings for the month of February. And for those who are new to my channel, my name is Andrew Balcom. I'm an Australian stock photographer based in the Netherlands. And every month or so I give a rundown of my stock earnings. I also make videos about my trips out into the field and how I take my stock photos inside and outside. And sometimes every now and then I go and take wildlife photos and videos as well. So if that's something that interests you, then feel free to follow along. Today's video will be about my agencies and how they went this month, and also the highlights and lowlights of stock photography for this month. So we'll go into it starting with the stock agency of 123RF. And for this agency, I haven't done too badly this month. I have 1,309 images on the agency, and this month I had 7 downloads. And a couple of the highlights were one of a couple at sunset on the beach, which I took a few years ago, and the couple are silhouetted and they're standing a distance apart looking at each other, and the sky around and above them is like a golden orange colour. And I always loved this photo, and for once I sold it. Normally it doesn't sell that often, but this month it did, and that photo made 92 cents for me. Another photo I was happy to see sold was that of a tram passing in front of some classic architecture in the city of Amsterdam, and that photo made me $1.75. And finally, I was delighted with the sale of a bunch of hard drives that I put on a white background and photographed, and that photo earned me $15.13, so that was pretty good for 123RF. And in total I earned $20.14 in February for 123RF. So now we'll go to deposit photos, and for deposit photos I have a portfolio of 1,754 images, and I had 9 downloads this month with that agency. A highlight for deposit photos was a photo of a ship that's designed for heavy lifting, and that was in one of the docks around Rotterdam, and for that photo I earned $2.38. There weren't too many other highlights. Most of the other sales were around 35 cents or 30 cents. So my total earnings for deposit photos were $5.50. Okay, I have another agency, and that's CanStock. And CanStock I have 398 commercial photos. They don't do editorial at all. And for CanStock I earned $0 with 0 downloads. So we'll move on to Big Stock. And I'm a bit disappointed with Big Stock lately. I've found uploading photos really clunky lately and time consuming. Often I'll upload a photo and then go into the editing part of the website, and I'll find that it hasn't uploaded properly, so I have to go through the whole process again, and that's pretty frustrating. Also, the amount of sales for Big Stock has been frustrating. Well, I should be more frustrated with myself because I haven't uploaded that many files to that website lately. So for Big Stock I have 1,770 images on the portfolio. I had 6 downloads this month, but I only earned $1.50. Pretty disappointing. Now we come to Dreamstime. And on Dreamstime I have just over 2,000 images in my portfolio, and I had 9 downloads this month. The highlight for me was of a photo of a farm protest that I took. I went there a couple of months ago and made a video about it. I was passing the area where there was a protest of farmers against the government, and I didn't have my camera with me, so I just had my telephone with me. So I made a video about how I was going to do some journalistic photos and videos of that protest just with my phone. And I'm happy to say I sold a photo for 35 cents. Woo! There was another photo of an Australian Bennett's wallaby that was sold for 35 cents, and I took that I think 3 years ago, and that's been a regular seller in my portfolio across the agencies. And I'm happy to say that later this year I'll get another chance to go and photograph some more wallabies and kangaroos and native Australian wildlife when I go back to Australia. So keep an eye out for that one. Okay, my next agency is IEM, and I have 347 images on that portfolio, no videos. This month I only had 2 downloads, and they were of the usual French mustard pot that I uploaded a few years ago, and that seems to be the bulk of my photos that sell on IEM. And for those 2 photos I earned $3.40. Okay, with Alamy I have 1,789 images, no videos, and I had 0 downloads and earned $0 this month with Alamy, which was a bit disappointing because I think last month I earned about $30 or $26. So a bit of a low month for Alamy. And we seem to be coming up a bit with Adobe. On Adobe I have just under 800 images and 24 videos. I don't have any editorial images or videos on Adobe, only commercial. And I had 17 downloads and I earned $12.11 with Adobe. And the highlight was another sale of that photo that I took of the hard drives, and that earned me $4.78. So there was also a photo I took of in a building site of all this rebar, sort of close up, and that photo earned me 99 cents. It's not always the beautiful landscapes or the nice, cute wildlife photos that earn money. It's also functional photos that people use in their day-to-day lives, such as rebar, which is kind of a steel reinforcement wire that that construction companies use to reinforce concrete slabs. Yeah, so stock photography, you can go to the most obscure place and take a fairly weird photo of something with details up close, and you never know, some agency will need that in the future. Okay, so Pond5, I earned 1 sale. I've got 88 videos on Pond5. And I had 1 download this month of $10 again, and that was of the dead northern gannet wrapped up in plastic on the beach, which is a regular seller. Moving on to finally onto Shutterstock. I've got 2,040 images now and around 90 videos, maybe a bit more over 90 videos. And I had a pretty good month with Shutterstock this month in comparison to January and December, which were really low months. In total I had 81 downloads for Shutterstock this month, and a couple of the highlights were the amount of money that I've earned on Shutterstock has now reached a point. I think the limit was, the threshold was 3,000 euros. $3,000. And that means that the amount I earn per subscription sale now goes up from 33 cents to 36 cents. And that may not seem a lot, but a lot of sales get sold on subscription every month. So that extra 3 cents adds up over time. And there was also a raise in my amount that I will get for on-demand photos, and that has been raised from $2.48 to $2.70. So that's a significant difference, and I have been selling a lot of those photos lately on Shutterstock. So yeah, it's a bump up of 20 odd cents per sale, and that makes a big difference to me. So that's really going to help my monthly total at the end of the month. Another highlight is I sold 5 videos this month, and one of them was of a scene that I took in The Hague with the Hague skyline in the background and a big canal going towards the skyline, and on this canal was a tourist boat motoring towards the city. I also earned $80 from one video sale, which was of that dead northern gannet wrapped in plastic again. So yeah, over $166 earned in video with Shutterstock this month, which was pretty good. Nice lift. Another highlight was of a fox that I took at Hoek van Holland. It's like an urban fox that was scavenging around people and rubbish bins, and that photo earned me $7.28. It was a single. And I also sold another single of a Tesla charging, and I took all the logos off the vehicle and also all of the identifiable marks off the charging point. And that sale earned me 58 cents. Not too spectacular, but it's nice to see something that you upload one day and a couple of days later it gets sold. So that was satisfying. Altogether, Shutterstock earned me $226.79. So that's, I think, my second highest amount of money I've earned for Shutterstock in 1 month. My highest was $350, and usually the other months have been around the 100 to 120 to 150 mark. So that's a nice bump up from the average from the last 2 or 3 months. Okay, now for the total amount of money that I earned for February in 2020. But before I do that, don't forget to ring the bell notification if you're subscribed to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And that will help me get to the 1,000 subscriber mark so I can start monetizing this channel. And that'll just help me bring more information to you guys, which I hope will help. Also, if you've got any comments, feel free to drop them down below. I always answer the comments. And if you found the video helpful, also whack on the like button. Okay, having said that, this month I earned $312.88. And that'll be really handy for my trip to Australia, which is going to be quite expensive. So that'll just go in the bank. I'm not going to spend that. I'm not buying any new camera gear until the air tickets and accommodation bills are already paid for the Australian trip. So that'll be a nice boost towards that. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, I hope you had a good month yourself. Let me know how you went with your stock photography sales and uploads. And I will catch you on the next video. All the best. See ya.